getting closer. I'm working on my positive negative leads. That'll go up to the fuse block. And again, these wires down here are close, but they're not touching. They're 1/4 inch, so I'm going to put that foam under there. Well, actually under the step, which is metal, so that it can't touch. So I've got room for at least 2 more Battleborns, which I might get another one next year. I'm going to see how it does this year. Last year I worked off a 105 amp deep cycle, so I had to run the generator quite a few times, so I'm hoping this year I want to run the generator, but maybe once or twice, or maybe once, twice a month maybe. We'll see when I get out there. So getting more done. This is my middle step, which is metal, which is right over the batteries. I've got about 1/8 of an inch clearance, or a little bit more, between the bottom of this plate and the positive wires that go across the battery. So I'm putting a piece of foam on here so that if the batteries bounce for any reason, it won't scuff any of the wiring up. I can't put armor on it across the batteries, it makes it too thick. So this foam will actually kind of hold the wiring. The wiring will be cushioned by it. So I'll show you that in a minute. Everything is connected that I need to connect. And I just plugged in the shore power. And we're in bulk mode right now. Topping up the batteries. So it's topping up both batteries at once. I've got to put in a circuit breaker here. And as you can tell, I've got some big wires in there. But I had this wiring from the previous wiring from last year. So I decided to use it. You know, bigger is better. Smaller is not so good. As you can see, my controller is flashing on absorption. I don't have any solar panels hooked up to it yet. That's the next test. I want to bring the batteries up. And I know the solar panels won't put any charge in unless it's below battery voltage. And I talked to Battleborn. They said it's better to run the batteries down to about 20% and then hook up your either shore power battery charger or solar to make the batteries last longer. If you go down to 0%, they say they won't last quite as long. So I should get anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 cycles. So I'm going to be putting the refrigerator back in here either today or tomorrow and see how much that draws and see how long I can run on that without charging the batteries, which will give me an idea of how long I can go. Let's see, right here let's see if we can focus here. There we go, 14.3 right now, which is good. There's nothing on. And I did discover I need to raise this step about 1/2 inch because, like I said, it was tight in here, and since this cable is up on top of the battery, I couldn't get my angle iron in here. Well, I was about a 3/16 short, so I added 1/2 inch that I'm putting in now, and that'll raise the step up just 1/2 inch. I'll be putting a board in here and siliconing that to make it waterproof, because this gets a lot of water. You can see a little bit of surface rust damage. And this piece right here on top is just a thin piece of metal, so I'm going to completely seal that so no water can get into it again. So this one more wire, which is that one down there, which is going to come up to shut off up here somewhere, and that's coming from the alternator and the forward battery. But I'm in no hurry to put that in. There's no big rush on that. All right, I'm going to get back to work. It's going to be another hot one today. I'm only going to work 2 or 3 hours today and see where it goes. Paint all this up so it'll seal it, and go from there. Thanks for watching. Well, we just switched over to absorption. There we go. And then we'll go into float here soon. We're at 14.4 volts on the batteries, and we're only pumping in 0.8 tenths of an amp right now. We were doing 15 amps, so this is a fast charger. Alright, getting close to finishing this project. My new ends that I couldn't find in town anywhere are coming in. They'll be in Monday, so by Tuesday I should have all this done. Keep checking back. This step is now ready to button up. I've got all my wires coming up. I'm just waiting on a few 2-gauge lugs, or whatever you want to call them, to hook up those two things, and it's done. I can close this bay up, which will probably be with a curtain like that to save weight. So I'm going to get this put back together, and I'm going to have to cut a new riser since I raised this a 1/2 inch, which is no biggie. And then I'll do a complete walkthrough of the electrical, and that'll be my last video on the electrical bay.